If you want to gain muscle after 50 for health and longevity, and I hope you do, and you're not paying attention to TMG, you could be leaving gains on the table. TMG, trimethylglycine. Now this is part 2, and last time around we uncovered how TMG rivals creatine, supports muscle growth, and even mimics certain PEDs without the side effects. But there's more to the story. Now, I know what you might be thinking. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And with this TMG stuff, it sounds way too good to be true. That's a fair point. Skepticism is healthy. But sometimes, too good to be true is just something ahead of its time. The internet, electricity, and flight all sounded like scams once. The real trick is knowing when you're looking at a revolution or just an illusion. Today, I'm exposing what most people miss about TMG and breaking down how it can transform your performance, recovery, and most of all, longevity. And since the last time the comments were blown up, I'm answering 5 of the biggest questions that could change the way you use this supplement. I'm Simon H., your Muscle After 50 coach. And if you missed part 1, I'm not wasting any time, so I'm just going to drop a 15-second recap. TMG supercharges muscle growth after 50 by activating mTOR and IGF-1. It naturally produces creatine within the body. It burns fat while preserving muscle, so you don't lose strength while you're leaning out. It also boosts strength and performance like an anabolic agent without the side effects. And to top that, it protects your heart, your liver, and your brain while you build muscle. Now you're all caught up. In part 2, I'm breaking down the stuff you should know before taking TMG. The stuff no one else is talking about. 5 questions, 5 answers. Let's grow. Question number 1. Is TMG natural? Yes, TMG is a natural supplement. It's found in foods like beets, spinach, quinoa, and whole grains. Now, TMG functions like a methyl donor, supporting homocysteine regulation, liver function, and cellular hydration. Okay, so many people use it for heart health, muscle recovery, and the potential benefits in boosting SAMe levels for mood and longevity. It's a natural occurring compound in the body and widely used as a supplement. Now, if you're eating beets, spinach, and quinoa regularly, you're already getting some TMG in your diet. But most people don't eat nearly enough to hit the levels needed for optimal performance, recovery, and most of all, what we're talking about today, muscle growth. So here's a little side note. If you take betaine HCl or consume a lot of choline-rich foods such as your eggs, whole eggs, beef liver, you might not need to supplement with as much TMG. Now, if you prefer food sources, you'll have to have a lot of the foods I just mentioned to even match a supplement dose. Now, question number 2. Does TMG increase cholesterol? The answer is yes, but only at mega doses. Think of your body like a high-performance engine. TMG is like that top-tier fuel additive that helps everything run smoothly, especially when it comes to heart health, muscle growth, and recovery. Its main job is to lower homocysteine, a troublemaker that, when too high, can clog up your arteries like grease in an old kitchen pipe. Lowering homocysteine equals better heart health. But what about cholesterol? Here's where things get really interesting. If you take 4 grams per day of TMG, it might nudge up LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, in some people. Think of it like overfilling your gas tank. It can spill over and create an issue. But at the recommended dose of 2.5 to 3 grams per day, TMG works efficiently without the spillover effect. So should you worry? For most people, no. If you stay in that sweet spot of 2 to 2.5 grams to 3 grams, you'll get all the muscle building, recovery boosting, and heart protecting benefits without the cholesterol concerns. That said, If you already have high LDL or a family history of heart disease, keep an eye on your cholesterol levels. Just like with any other supplements, speak with your doctor first. And also, please bear in mind that when I or anyone else, including your doctor, claims that you can do something safely, that assertion is only based on current research and is no guarantee. But like with any tool, you need to learn how to use it wisely. Now, while we're on the subject of dosage, I want you to be aware that if you use a pre-workout, check the back of your pre-workout, because some pre-workouts have betaine and hydros included in it, which is another term for TMG. And if it has, there's no need to add more to your daily. Question number 3. Can TMG fully replace creatine for muscle growth and performance? The short answer is no. You see, while TMG offers some overlapping perks like cellular hydration, it doesn't replace creatine's role in ATP production and muscle power output. And while both support cellular hydration, their primary mechanisms are different. Creatine fuels ATP production, giving you more strength, power, and endurance during workouts. TMG supports methylation, aids in protein synthesis, and helps with muscle recovery and hydration. So if strength and endurance is your goal, you got to keep creatine in your arsenal. Now, stacking both together provides a synergistic effect, enhancing recovery, hydration, and performance for maximum muscle growth. Question number 4. Can TMG boost muscle growth as effectively as anabolic agents? And if so, how? The short answer is TMG isn't a steroid, but it works through pathways that mimic anabolic effects, making it a powerful muscle building tool. Now, the best way to explain this to you is I want you for a moment to think of your body as a high-performance engine. Creatine is the turbocharger, delivering explosive power by rapidly regenerating ATP for short bursts of strength. Anabolics are like nitric oxide, forcing an extreme, sometimes unnatural, acceleration in muscle growth. Now, TMG, on the other hand, is the finely tuned fuel injection system, ensuring everything runs optimally, supporting methylation, protein synthesis, hydration, and even hormone regulation for steady, sustainable muscle gains. How TMG works as an anabolic without the side effects? Methylation. Now that's the master switch for growth. TMG, it's like a methyl donor, providing that biochemical spark needed for DNA repair, protein synthesis, and muscle recovery, just like some anabolics that enhance cellular function. Without proper methylation, testosterone and IGF-1 muscle building pathways can't fire at full capacity. Research suggests that TMG can boost IGF-1 levels and growth hormone levels, much like anabolic agents, but without shutting down the natural production. You see, it optimizes rather than overrides your body's natural muscle building engine. TMG isn't a steroid, but it acts like a silent architect, fine-tuning all the processes that lead to a greater strength, muscle mass, and endurance. It's like upgrading your car's entire system instead of just slapping on a risky NOS boost. And the final question, question number 5. Why does TMG make me sleepy, and how can I counter it? TMG plays a key role in methylation, which is a biochemical process that adds methyl groups to molecules, influencing DNA expression, neurotransmitter production, and detoxification. This process is essential for energy, function, and overall health. If TMG makes you sleepy, it's likely because it lowers homocysteine, which can have a calming effect. It boosts serotonin and GABA, promoting relaxation. Shifts the nervous system towards a rest and digest state. Now, here's some ways to counter sleepiness with TMG. Okay, the first thing you might want to do is you might want to take your TMG in the morning to avoid daytime drowsiness. The next thing is lower the dosage, should I say, and start with something like 500 megs, which is half a gram, or even less. The next thing you might consider is pairing it with energy boosters such as your creatine, your taurine, and possibly a little caffeine. The next thing that is probably the most important is to ensure that you're getting adequate amounts of vitamin B12 and folate, because both of those will help to balance methylation. And you might possibly want to cycle it. So what I mean by that is instead of taking it daily, you might only want to take it either on the days you train or every other day. But wait, can TMG keep you up and make it hard to sleep? Yes. Some people experience the opposite effect, trouble sleeping, because TMG increases dopamine, which can make the brain more alert. Now, here's how you would counter TMG insomnia. Take it earlier in the day. Morning is best. You also might want to consider taking it or balancing it out with nutrients such as your magnesium glycinate, glycine, and thiamine at night. Or you could adjust the dose, because sometimes less equals more. Now, your response depends on how your body handles methylation. So tweak the dose and timing to find the sweet spot for you. Now, that's 5 questions, 5 answers. And please remember, supplements are just supplements. They come further down the list of importance. Things that are more important than supplements are obviously, it's your nutrition, it's your training stimulus, it's your recovery, it's your sleep, which is really important. They're the things that you have to make sure are in place first. And then we have all the other things, like making sure that if you decide that you would like to try TMG, make sure that you speak to your doctor, especially if you are on medication. Now, if you have any questions about TMG, drop them in the comments, and I will see you on the next round of Gaining Muscle After 50. Peace.